Welcome to 2-Minute History. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought from July 1st to July 3rd, 1863, was a pivotal moment in the American Civil War. This battle is often considered the turning point of the war, where the tides began to shift in favor of the Union forces. It took place in the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a location that would soon become synonymous with one of the bloodiest battles in American history. The Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, led by General Robert E. Lee, was marching north. Lee's strategy was to bring the war to the north, hoping to force a political settlement or foreign intervention. They hoped to win a decisive victory on Union soil, which would demoralize the North and possibly end the war in their favor. The Union Army of the Potomac, commanded by General George G. Meade, stood in their way. Meade had only recently taken command, but he was determined to stop Lee's advance. The Confederacy was fighting to break away from the United States, seeking independence and the continuation of their way of life. They wanted to keep slavery, while the Union opposed it. The moral and political stakes of the war were incredibly high. By the summer of 1863, the war had been raging for 2 years, with neither side able to claim a decisive victory. Both sides had suffered heavy losses, with countless lives lost and communities devastated. The Battle of Gettysburg was a turning point because it marked the Confederacy's last major offensive in the North. The failure of Lee's campaign had significant strategic implications. The Union victory boosted Northern morale and weakened the South, setting the stage for the eventual Union triumph in the Civil War. On July 1st, the battle began west of Gettysburg, a small town in Pennsylvania that would soon become the site of one of the most significant battles in American history. Confederate forces clashed with Union cavalry, marking the beginning of a brutal and relentless conflict. The fighting escalated dramatically as infantry arrived on both sides, turning the fields into a chaotic and deadly battleground. The Confederates pushed the Union troops back through Gettysburg to Cemetery Hill, which became a strong defensive position for the Union forces. The second day saw fierce fighting at key locations such as Little Round Top, Devil's Den, and the Wheat Field, each becoming a symbol of the battle's intensity. Union troops held Little Round Top, a crucial hill, against repeated Confederate assaults, demonstrating remarkable resilience and strategic importance. The fighting raged throughout the day, with heavy losses on both sides, leaving the fields littered with the fallen and the air thick with the smoke of battle. On July 3rd, Lee ordered a massive assault on the center of the Union line on Cemetery Ridge. This became known as Pickett's Charge. Around 12,500 Confederate soldiers marched across an open field, facing heavy artillery and rifle fire. The charge was a disaster for the Confederacy. They suffered heavy casualties and failed to break the Union line. Lee was forced to retreat back to Virginia. The Battle of Gettysburg was a Union victory. The Battle of Gettysburg was one of the bloodiest battles in American history. It was fought over 3 days in July 1863 and marked a significant turning point in the Civil War. There were over 50,000 casualties, including both soldiers and civilians. The scale of the devastation was unprecedented and left a lasting impact on the nation. The Union victory was a turning point in the war. It halted the Confederate advance into the North and boosted the morale of the Union forces. It gave the North a significant morale boost and crippled the South's ability to wage an offensive war. The Confederate Army was forced to retreat, marking the beginning of their decline. 4 months later, President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery. His speech was brief but profound. His powerful words redefined the purpose of the war. Lincoln emphasized the principles of human equality and the need for a new birth of freedom. It was now not only about preserving the Union, but also about ensuring that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. His address became one of the most famous speeches in American history. The battle and Lincoln's words continue to inspire and remind us of the cost of freedom and the importance of preserving it. The legacy of Gettysburg lives on, a testament to the sacrifices made and the enduring fight for liberty. Like, follow and share.